My craziest travel story is the time that I accidentally took a donkey over the mountain into the Valley of the Kings, not knowing this was not a tourist attraction. This was about 13 years ago. I was studying abroad in Lebanon and went down to Egypt, to Luxor, during spring break. We met the first mate of the Felucca, the sailboats on the Nile, and he had volunteered to take us on a motorcycle tour of the Valley of the Kings. We said no, but eventually the next day ended up getting offered a donkey tour by the same guy. So we cross the Nile, we go to one of his friend's house who just has a bunch of donkeys in the living room. We pay some amount of money, get these donkeys, and then we start making our way down the road towards the Valley of the Kings. It should have been really obvious this was not a normal thing because we would stop at some of the sites and they're just a bunch of tourists and tour bus, and then we were there with our guy on our donkeys just waiting for us while we go see the tourist site. But okay, nothing that weird at this point, sure. Well, we keep going because he says there's interesting things this way, like, oh, there's a temple, let's go see the temple. But then he keeps saying, oh, let's keep going, up. And more and more, it's clear that like we're not going on a path, we're going up the hill. That's why I took this picture. At some point, me and my friend are realizing we are now going up this mountain. We're not really sure what to do. We're just kind of along for the ride here. We eventually get to the top of the mountain. We crest over the mountain, and there's a bunch of security guards guarding the Valley of the Kings. And he waves and says hello. And by this point, we're convinced this is not correct, but what are you going to do? And then eventually come down the back of the Valley of the Kings. So for context, the Valley of the Kings kind of goes like a U, and then there's the actual road, and there's like a little tram that takes you to where the temples are. Well, we went right up that way, and now we're kind of the back right there. So we're trying to get into the tombs, but they say, oh, you need to get a ticket. Well, the tickets are at the front, and we came in the back. So we walked all the way to the beginning, to the front to get our tickets. They wanted me to check my camera because they said there's no cameras allowed, and I had to explain that I can't check my camera because we're not coming back here because our donkeys are that way at the back. And the guy, I don't know, I paid him some amount of money and he said, sure, whatever. Again, another clue, this is not a thing people do. But then we do our whole trip, we do the whole thing, all great, and we come back to get our donkeys. And he's been there standing in the sun, good job. But he really wants to take us to the temple, the Hatshepsut, the famous temple that's there. Then all of a sudden we're following him and we are, kid you not, walking along that cliff. Maybe the top one there, I don't know. We're looking down at the temple and everyone's seeing us with these donkeys there. I remember being very scared and like, but we gotta keep going, can't get off the donkey, you'll fall off. We make our way down, we park our donkeys in the parking lot, where you park your donkeys, of course. Go see the temple, very nice, very good. Come back to where we parked our donkeys and the guy's not there. So we went to find the police and asked, hey, have you seen a man with our donkeys? We lost a man with our donkeys. And the police start laughing so hard, which was really the final confirmation that this was not a thing people do.